Dear colleagues, friends, I hope that everyone in this room believes that democracy is the best system of government. I certainly do. I grew up in the country that gave birth to the idea of democracy. And I believe that democracy is the quintessential element of a fair, prosperous, and open society. But democracy is like marriage, a marriage between voters and politicians. And in order to be sustainable and work well, it needs involvement and effort from both sides, from the voters and politicians alike. It needs commitment, trust, and equal responsibility sharing from both sides. Today in Europe, we see that this marriage is in a deep crisis. In fact, I cannot recall of any moment after World War II that European elected officials were so disrespected and so disregarded and so non-credible and so mocked. And this is a very dangerous path. Because Europe has been here before. And you know what happened next? The marriage broke. And it took a very long time until both sides realized the gravity of their mistakes. In 1939, it took a world war. Today in Europe, politicians that systematically undermine democracy, like Marine Le Pen in France, like Norbert Hofer in Austria, like Gábor Vona in Hungary, all gain significant ground. And they have been gaining significant ground for the past 6 or 7 years. These are very dangerous signs because Europeans pretend they don't see them. Again. Fortunately for Europe, it still has time to change course. But change cannot happen automatically. Change needs both sides, needs both voters and politicians to share the responsibility of their choices and behaviors. For Europeans have a choice. They can accept a politics that breeds division and conflict and cynicism and hatred. They can accept that their domestic problems will be solved if they shut the borders, if they bring the European Union down, if they continue the path of fiscal austerity. Yes, they can do that. That is one option. But if they do that, they'll be getting one step closer to a 1939 repeat and the demise of democracy. Or at this moment, Europeans can choose to save this marriage. They can choose to reject fear and cynicism and conflict and division. They can choose to reject the idea that somehow their livelihoods will be better if they shut the borders to be protected by poor Syrian women and children refugees. That somehow their finances will get better if they continue blaming southern countries of Europe for the Union's economic troubles. At this moment, Europeans can choose their best selves to represent them. They can choose the ideas of openness, of solidarity, of liberty, of equality. The exact same ideas and values that led to an unprecedented economic growth over the last 60 years, the exact same ideas and values that kept Europe stable and peaceful, the exact same ideas and values that are the pillars of the European democracy. Thank you.